Okay, so in today's video I will show you how to get more clicks and impressions from your Google Shopping campaigns. I know it's one of the biggest bottlenecks. Many of you guys are struggling with getting more people to click, more people to view your ads. So let me show you how you can improve on exactly that. So first of all, the first thing that you can do, and of course this is the most obvious one, is to increase your bids. So you should test high bids for individual products if you don't get enough impressions. If your shopping ads just get like 50 or 100 impressions per day, but you think it's a very broad topic, you should test higher bids for individual products. It doesn't mean that you have to keep them for forever. You will switch back when you're overspending. Like at some point you realize that you're spending way more than you should, then you can just go back, but you should run a very short test with higher bids to see if this will actually get you more and more impressions. So in a nutshell, check the search impression share that we will check later on in this video and determine whether this makes sense in your context. I will show you a very easy way to find that out later in this video. So as an example, if you're currently spending 50 cents, think about just going to 150. This might not be a profitable bid for forever, but you can see whether this is actually the problem. So you can find out whether the bids are basically the bottleneck of your campaign. And if it turns out that with a $1.50 bid you get tons and tons of impressions and clicks, this means that you should probably think about staying somewhere in the middle, right? Like at $1 or something like that, or probably also making some other changes, but it shows you that everything is right with your feed. And this is exactly the next point here. This is the feed quality. It's a little harder to do and it requires a little more work, but this is usually the main reason why you're not showing up. So first of all, the thing that you need to understand about shopping, of course, is that you don't have any defined keywords. So it's just not as on search where you say, I want to trigger this search query and this one. You only have this feed, and Google will fetch and determine whether whether a search query is relevant to your products based on the feed. So what you need to know is that you should put the most relevant keywords to the left. So if you have 10 keywords in your product title, you should have to keep in mind that the most relevant ones, or the ones that you want to rank for, your main keywords, should be put to the left, because Google will read the whole title and also the description from left to right, and the farther it goes, the less important the keywords. So make sure that you put your most important main keywords at the very, very left. Then your title should be around 70 characters in length, and your description should be 500 to 1000 characters. I know that many people have just like one sentence in the description, and this is very, very bad, because this gives Google no chance to really get a lot of data from your description. Because like I said, Google will read your description and your title to determine whether a search query is actually relevant. And if you have just a very short title and a very short description, Google has very little space to work on. So make sure that you have a longer title and that you have a longer description, and this way you will basically get traction for way more search queries. You will show up way more often, and you just help Google in basically helping you by showing your ads to the relevant people. And in fact, you should be precise and rational in your copy and not salesy. So Google Shopping is the wrong place to come up with like emotional things and trying to convince the customers with some salesy stuff. You should really be rational and precise, because you need to keep in mind that they are comparing you to like 5, 6, or 10 other shops at this point in time, and they don't really care if you say like, we have the best product and we are the coolest. You should really describe your product, what it's about, and really give the customer an idea, or the potential customer an idea what he or she can expect in your store. So as a little example here, if you have the title cute gorgeous hat made of leather for women, you might want to turn this into black leather hat women, one size. So you see already it's more specific, more rational. It looks a little easier to understand what your product is about exactly. Both of them are not really ideal in terms of length, but I really wanted to make the point about the precise and rational language right here. Of course, you can put more keywords into them. When I say that 70 characters are good, it doesn't mean that you have to stretch every single title. If you don't have enough keywords to put in, or if it just looks bad, if you do so, leave it out. But in places where you really have a lot of keywords to describe the product, make sure that you use them and increase the length of the title a little bit. One very small topic here on negative keywords, and I think it's self-explanatory. If you use negative keywords, try eliminating them to avoid that they are restricting any kind of search queries. So many people have long negative keyword lists. Make sure that you do a little try where you don't use any negatives, so that you can really see whether this is maybe the problem. I had a client once where he was wondering why he got barely any search result, barely any impressions. But then I digged into his keyword list, and he had like 15,000 negative keywords, and they were blocking many of his potential keywords. So make sure that you do this. It's probably not it will probably be the case in very few cases, but you still may want to check so that you're sure that this is not the problem. And last but not least, this is what I mentioned in the beginning, use competitive metrics. They basically show you where you have to improve in order to get more impressions and ultimately clicks. So you can go to your columns tab in Google AdWords, and you can select search impression share, search lost IS rank, and search lost IS budget, and they will show you how many impressions you're losing because of your ad rank. Ad rank means that someone else is outbidding you, so basically you bid $1, they bid $3 for a click, so they show up way more often than you. But it could also mean that they have a better quality. So if they are more relevant for the end consumer, more relevant for the visitor, they will show up more often. So it is ultimately made of bid and the quality score. So you need to keep this in mind. If you have a very high percentage in the search lost IS rank column right here, it means that you should really improve your feed, that you should really probably increase your bid, and this would help to reduce this number, which of course is the thing that you want to look at. When it comes to search lost IS budget, it really determines your daily budget. So of course, if you just have $10 a day to spend, you cannot show up in 100% of all searches when you have a pretty popular keyword. So try to, if you see a number like, I don't know, 41%, like here, this is a screenshot from one of my clients. If you see 41% and 48 here, you might try to do both things. At the one hand, you try to improve your quality and probably increase your bid, and at the other end, you try to increase your budget from 20 to 40 or 50 to $100 to see whether this will actually give you way more impressions. Because when it's listed here on a search loss IS, then in this case, it definitely should be the case that you get more impressions if you increase your budget as well. Because obviously, this makes a lot of logical sense. If you have more to spend every single day, this means that more people will view your ad, and at the same time, if you bid more and have high quality, you will show up more often because Google, will give you some more people to look at your ads. So I hope that you like this very little video on how to increase your impressions and clicks for Google Shopping. I think it's a very important topic. Many of you guys asked me about it, so I hope that you learned something here. If you want to see more about e-commerce, Google AdWords, Google Shopping, please subscribe. Also leave a like if you like this video and got something out of it. If you want to learn even more about Google AdWords, Google Shopping, how to use it for e-commerce, for dropshipping, make sure that you check the eCom PPC Academy. The link is in the description, and you will really be able to bring your e-commerce business to the next level. So I hope that you like this video. Like I said, please leave a like, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.